Hello, welcome to the Learn English Lab.
Great to be diving in again.
Get ready to expand your word power, because today we're diving deep into another set of 50 essential vocabulary words.
That's right, numbers 301 through 350 in our ongoing exploration for the GRE exam.
And our goal, as always, isn't just to rattle off definitions.
No, definitely not. We want to really unpack these words, see how they work in sentences, connect them to real life so they actually stick.
Make them memorable, usable.
Exactly. So let's kick things off. First word, emulate.
Okay, emulate. What's the core idea there?
At its heart, emulate means to copy or imitate someone or something you admire. But there's a goal involved.
A goal, like more than just copying.
Right. The goal is usually to equal or even surpass whatever you're imitating. Think about, say, a student trying to mirror a mentor's teaching style.
Ah, okay. So they want to inspire students like the mentor did, maybe even better.
Precisely. There's aspiration there.
That makes sense. You see this in business all the time, don't you? Startups looking at successful companies.
Oh, absolutely. They try to emulate user-friendly designs, maybe innovative marketing from places like Apple or Google.
Yeah, like smartphone brands adopting that minimalist aesthetic Apple made famous, trying to capture some of that same success.
You got it. Okay, next up is encomium.
Encomium. That sounds formal, like something you'd hear at a ceremony.
It often is, yeah. An encomium is warm, glowing praise, and it's often delivered formally.
So like really high praise.
Exactly. Think of a retirement dinner. Colleagues might give speeches full of encomiums for the professor's contributions over the years.
Right. Like at the Oscars, when they praise the winners for their talent and impact, that kind of thing.
Perfect example. High praise, often public. Okay, let's move to endemic.
Endemic.
Yeah.
That makes me think of geography, something specific to a place.
You're definitely on the right track. Endemic means native, local, restricted to a particular area.
Like kangaroos. They're only found in Australia naturally.
Exactly. Kangaroos are endemic to Australia.
So it really ties something to a specific location. I guess that has real-world implications for, like, conservation.
It does. If a species is endemic to one small island, it's incredibly vulnerable.
Or diseases, right?
Yeah.
Malaria is endemic to certain tropical regions.
Yes, precisely. That requires specific public health approaches and travel advice for those areas.
Got it. Okay, next word.
Enervate.
Enervate.
It sounds a bit like the opposite of energize. Does it mean to weaken?
That's a great way to remember it. Enervate means to weaken, to tire out, to drain of energy.
Like after a really long, difficult hike, you'd feel completely enervated.
Totally exhausted, yeah.
You see it in everyday life too, though. Like a really hot, humid day can just enervate you, makes everything feel like an effort.
For sure. That's why construction sites in hot climates might schedule more breaks. Prolonged heat really enervates workers, lowers productivity.
Makes sense. Okay, after that.
We have engender.
Engender, to produce something. Cause it to exist. Exactly. To produce, cause, or give rise to something. Think about a new, maybe controversial policy. It might engender widespread debate.
So it sparks something, creates a reaction or a situation.
Right.
Like a successful social media campaign might engender awareness about climate change.
Absolutely. And that awareness can inspire action, like the #FridaysForFuture movement. It engenders that collective response.
Cool. Okay, next.
Enhance. This one's probably more familiar.
Yeah. Enhance just means to improve something, make it better.
That's the core idea, to improve the value, desirability, or quality. Adding fresh herbs can enhance the flavor of a simple dish.
Taking something and boosting it, like using software to enhance a photo, make the colors pop.
Good example. Marketing uses this all the time. High-quality visuals enhance a brand's appeal. Think luxury car ads, they enhance that image of sophistication.
Right. Okay, what's next?
Enigma.
Enigma. A puzzle, a mystery, something hard to figure out.
You got it. A puzzle, mystery, riddle, or even a mysterious person. A sudden disappearance that remains unsolved for years is an enigma.
Or historical figures, maybe? Like Cleopatra. There's so much conflicting information, she kind of remains an enigma.
Definitely. Documentaries often try to unravel these historical enigmas.
Interesting. Moving on.
Entitlement.
Ah, entitlement. That feeling that you deserve special treatment.
Yes, it's believing one inherently deserves certain privileges, but sometimes, well, without real justification.
Yeah, that without justification part feels key. like demanding special treatment just because you show up regularly somewhere.
Exactly. Or in the workplace, maybe someone expects a promotion without having the skills or putting in the effort. That can cause real tension.
Yeah, I can see that. Frustrating for people who value merit.
Okay, next, enumerate.
Enumerate. To count or list things one by one.
Spot on. To count or list things individually. A report might enumerate the reasons for a project delay, budget cuts, staff shortages, etc.
So it's methodical. Like in a business proposal, they'd enumerate the benefits. Cost savings, efficiency, scalability.
Precisely. Listing them out clearly to persuade a client.
Got it. What's after enumerate?
Ephemeral.
Ephemeral, lasting only a short time, fleeting.
Correct. Like the beauty of cherry blossoms in spring. It's stunning, but very brief.
Ah, yeah. That's a good one. Or like social media trends. Viral dances on TikTok are super ephemeral. Huge 1 minute, gone the next.
Excellent modern example. Okay, next is epicure.
Epicure. Someone with refined taste, especially food and wine.
Exactly. An epicure appreciates the finer points of food and drink. They enjoy unique culinary creations, gourmet restaurants.
So more than just a foodie, they really know their stuff.
Right. Think of food critics, maybe, like the ones writing for the Michelin Guide. They evaluate everything, flavor, presentation, innovation. They're definitely epicures.
Okay, next.
Equanimity.
Equanimity, composure, staying calm under stress.
That's it, exactly. Mental stability, calmness, especially when things are tough or chaotic. Think of a doctor in a busy ER. They need equanimity.
Yeah, that ability to stay level-headed is crucial. Like diplomats in high-stakes negotiations, right? They need equanimity to make rational decisions under pressure.
Perfect example. Now let's look at equitable.
Equitable, fair, equal, just.
Yes. Implementing a fair pay structure in a company would be an example of an equitable approach.
So it's about fairness in distribution or opportunity, like providing laptops to underprivileged students. That promotes equitable access to education.
Great real-world application. Okay, the next word is equivocate.
Equivocate, to be deliberately unclear. Avoid committing.
You've got it.
Yeah.
Using unclear or ambiguous language to avoid taking a firm stance. Politicians sometimes equivocate when asked about tricky subjects like tax reform.
Ah, the vague answer strategy.
Right. You see it in debates. Candidates might equivocate on controversial issues, maybe healthcare, to appeal to a broader audience without alienating anyone.
Dodging the question, basically. Okay, next.
Erratic.
Erratic.
Yeah.
Inconsistent, unpredictable, without a fixed course.
Precisely. Unpredictable behavior at work might cause concern because it's erratic.
Like the stock market sometimes. Its fluctuations can be totally erratic, making things challenging for investors.
Exactly. Very unpredictable. Next is erroneous.
Erroneous, mistaken, incorrect.
Correct. An article containing the wrong date for an event has erroneous information.
So, simply wrong. It also has a sense of being morally improper sometimes, doesn't it? Or am I thinking of something else?
The primary meaning is mistaken or incorrect. While actions based on erroneous beliefs could be morally improper, the word itself just means wrong. Think of flawed scientific conclusions based on erroneous data.
Ah, okay. Like early studies mistakenly linking certain foods to health risks, which were later proven wrong because the data was erroneous.
Exactly. Now for ersatz.
Ersatz, artificial. Like a substitute, but usually an inferior one.
That's a key part, often inferior. Artificial, synthetic. Chicory-based coffee, if you were expecting real coffee, might feel ersatz.
Right. Like during wartime, people might have used ersatz materials, like margarine instead of butter, because of shortages.
Perfect historical example. Next, erstwhile.
Erstwhile means former or previous.
Yes. An erstwhile champion is a former champion, maybe defeated in a recent tournament.
Or you might run into erstwhile colleagues years later at an industry event, people you used to work with.
Exactly. Okay, erudite.
Erudite, scholarly, very knowledgeable.
Possessing deep knowledge, often from study. A professor's lecture on medieval literature might be described as erudite if it's deeply knowledgeable and insightful.
So someone who really knows their stuff, like scholars presenting well-researched papers at conferences, they're expected to be erudite.
Right. They contribute to their fields through that deep knowledge. Next.
Eschew.
Eschew, to shun or deliberately avoid something.
Correct. Like choosing to eschew social media to focus on studying.
It's an act of avoidance, like health-conscious people might eschew processed foods in favor of whole ingredients.
Good example. Now, esoteric. Esoteric. Understood by only a few people. Kind of secret or specialized.
That's it. Knowledge that isn't widely accessible. Philosophical writings on metaphysics might be esoteric, really only understood by experts in that field.
Or niche hobbies, right? Like collecting rare vinyl records. It has an esoteric appeal for those with that specialized knowledge.
Absolutely. Okay. Estimable.
Estimable. Worthy of respect. Admirable.
Yes. Someone's significant contributions to charity might earn them estimable regard in the community.
It can also mean able to be estimated, right? But the respect meaning is more common.
Both meanings exist, but worthy of respect is perhaps more frequent in GRE contexts. Think of volunteers dedicating years to conservation. Their selfless work is estimable.
Okay, admirable. Got it. Next.
Ethos.
Ethos. The characteristic spirit or moral values of a group or a time period.
Exactly. A company's culture of innovation is part of its ethos. It drives how they operate.
So it's the underlying character. Like the ethos of Doctors Without Borders is humanitarianism, right? That guides their missions.
Perfect example. Their actions embody that ethos. Okay, eulogy.
Eulogy. Usually a speech of praise at a funeral.
That's the most common context, yes. A speech praising someone who has recently died, like a moving speech remembering a grandmother's life.
Yet memorial services often include eulogies where people share stories and honor the person's achievements.
Right. Next, euphemism.
Euphemism. A milder way of saying something potentially offensive or blunt.
Correct. Like a doctor saying someone passed away instead of died.
Or in business, using downsizing instead of layoffs, it softens the harshness.
Exactly. Using a gentler term. Now, euphony.
Euphony. A pleasant, sweet sound, especially in language.
Yes. Pleasing to the ear. Poets often use words carefully to create euphony, a harmonious rhythm.
Like certain combinations of words just sound nice together. Composers aim for euphony in music too, right? Like Debussy's Clair de Lune has a beautiful, harmonious sound.
Great connection. Okay, exacerbate.
Exacerbate, to make something worse, like inflame a situation.
Precisely. Ignoring an injury might exacerbate the pain.
Or, on a larger scale, neglecting climate change seems to exacerbate environmental problems, like making hurricanes more frequent or intense.
A very relevant, unfortunately accurate example. Next, exacting.
Exacting. Demanding precision, requiring careful attention.
Yes, a chef with exacting standards ensures every dish is prepared meticulously.
High standards. Like peer-reviewed journals have exacting requirements for research papers they publish.
Absolutely. Rigorous and demanding. Okay, exculpate.
Exculpate. To clear someone from guilt or blame.
Correct. New evidence might emerge that exculpates someone wrongly accused of a crime, leading to their release.
Like DNA testing has exculpated quite a few wrongly convicted people over the years.
Sadly, yes. A crucial legal concept. Next, exhaustive.
Exhaustive, comprehensive, thorough, leaving nothing out.
That's it. A team conducting an exhaustive review of data checks everything for errors.
It can also mean draining, right? Like an exhaustive effort. But the main meaning here is thorough.
Both are valid, but comprehensive is very common. Preparing for the GRE requires an exhaustive study plan covering all sections. Thorough and complete.
Gotcha. Next.
Exigent.
Exigent. Requiring immediate attention or action. Urgent.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
An exigent situation in a flood zone requires rapid deployment of rescue teams. It's urgent.
Like natural disasters often create exigent circumstances demanding quick government aid and response.
Precisely. Time-sensitive and critical. Now, exonerate.
Exonerate also means to clear from blame, similar to exculpate. Is there a difference?
Very similar. Exonerate often implies clearing someone not just from blame, but also from associated responsibility or obligation. An investigation might exonerate an employee, proving their innocence in financial misconduct.
So maybe a slightly broader clearing. Like new testimony can exonerate defendants after they've been imprisoned.
Yes, clearing their name and removing the burden of guilt. Okay, expedient.
Expedient,
Yep.
suitable, effective, but maybe at the cost of ethics. Practical, but perhaps morally questionable.
That nuance is often key. It's suitable or advantageous for a particular purpose, often providing an easy or quick way, but it might not be the right way.
Like cutting corners on a project to save time might seem expedient, but it reduces quality.
Exactly. Or politicians making popular promises just to gain votes, even if those promises are unrealistic or potentially harmful long-term, that's acting out of expediency.
Okay, next.
Explicit.
Explicit, direct, clear, fully revealed. No room for doubt.
Perfect. Clear instructions leave no room for misunderstanding because they are explicit.
Like warning labels on medicines need to be explicit about dosage and potential side effects. Very clear.
Exactly. No ambiguity. Next, exponent.
Exponent.
Yeah.
A champion or advocate for an idea or cause.
Yes. Someone who represents or advocates for something. A leading advocate for renewable energy promoting solar power is an exponent of that technology.
Like activists such as Greta Thunberg. She's a prominent exponent of climate action.
A very clear example. Okay, expurgate.
Expurgate. To censor. Remove offensive or objectionable parts from something.
That's right. A publisher might expurgate passages from a novel to make it suitable for younger readers.
This happens with school editions of classic literature sometimes. Removing language considered offensive. It often sparks debate.
It certainly does, the act of censoring. Next, extemporaneous.
Extemporaneous. Done without preparation. Improvised.
Yes, or with minimal notes. A surprisingly eloquent speech given off the cuff would be extemporaneous.
Like improv comedians. Their whole act is based on delivering extemporaneous lines and scenes.
Excellent example. Thinking on your feet. Okay, extraneous.
Extraneous. Irrelevant, not belonging, unnecessary details.
Correct. A report that includes details not relevant to the main topic contains extraneous information.
So needing to stick to the point. Essays need to avoid extraneous information to maintain focus and clarity.
Exactly. Keep it relevant. Next, extrapolate.
Extrapolate. To predict the unknown based on known information, projecting trends.
Yes. Scientists extrapolate future climate patterns based on current data and trends.
Or economists try to extrapolate stock market performance from past data. No, that's not always accurate, is it?
No, not always foolproof. But that's the process, projecting from the known. Okay, facetious.
Facetious. Joking or humorous, but often inappropriately. Not meant to be taken seriously.
Right, that inappropriately is often part of it. Treating serious issues with misplaced humor. An inappropriate joke during a serious meeting might be called facetious.
Yeah, it can come across as flippant or disrespectful. Making facetious comments during a job interview probably wouldn't go over well.
Probably not. Okay, facilitate.
Facilitate. To make something easier, help it progress.
Exactly. New software might be designed to facilitate collaboration among remote team members. Make it smoother.
So enabling something. Online platforms like Zoom facilitate virtual meetings for global teams, making them easier to conduct.
Perfect example. Helping things along. Next, faction.
Faction, a small group within a larger one, often dissenting, like in politics.
Yes, a group within a larger organization, often causing strife or disagreement. A political party might be divided by factions with different agendas.
Or even within a company, right? You could have factions supporting different strategies, like one pushing for innovation versus another focused on cost cutting.
Absolutely. Internal groups with distinct goals. Next, fallacious.
Fallacious, logically unsound, deceptive, based on a mistake.
Correct. An argument that contains a flaw in its reasoning is fallacious. Misleading ads might use fallacious claims, like guaranteeing weight loss. It's about faulty logic, like that common error in the media assuming correlation equals causation.
That's a fallacious assumption, exactly. A logical fallacy. Okay, fallow.
Fallow usually refers to land that's unplanted, left to rest.
Yes, land plowed but left unseeded for a period, often to restore nutrients. A farmer might leave a field fallow for a season.
It's a traditional agricultural practice, right? Letting the land recover its fertility.
It is a way to manage the soil. Next, fanatical.
Fanatical, excessively enthusiastic or devoted, maybe bordering on obsessed. That captures it well. Filled with excessive single-minded zeal. Someone attending every single game due to extreme team loyalty might be described as fanatical.
Like really devoted sports fans who prioritize their team above almost everything else.
That's the kind of intense devotion fanatical implies. Okay, fanciful.
Fanciful, whimsical, imaginary, not based on reality.
Yes, a child's fanciful story about a dragon living in the backyard.
So purely imaginative, like fantasy novels creating fanciful worlds with magic and mythical creatures.
Exactly, products of the imagination. Next, fastidious.
Fastidious, excessively particular, meticulous, requiring great attention to detail.
That's it. Very attentive to accuracy and detail. A highly detailed editing process that slows down publishing might be due to a fastidious editor.
Or someone who is incredibly neat and clean could also be called fastidious, right?
Yes, it applies to cleanliness too. Think of graphic designers being fastidious about tiny details like font alignment to get the layout perfect.
Right, that intense focus on detail. Okay, next, fathom. To understand the meaning of something, especially something difficult or mysterious.
Yes. To understand fully after much thought, it might be difficult to fathom why someone would refuse a promotion despite seeming ambitious.
Trying to grasp complex motivations. Psychologists try to fathom human motivations to understand behavior and mental health.
A good application. Trying to understand the depths.
Okay, fatuous.
Fatuous is foolish, silly, but also kind of smugly complacent about it.
Yes, that smugness or complacency is often implied. Silly and pointless. An irritating fatuous grin after failing an exam would be annoying.
It's a particular kind of foolishness, like maybe shallow or simplistic life advice posts on social media. Sometimes they get called out for being fatuous.
That's a relevant modern example. Lacking depth, pointlessly silly. And our final word for this deep dive
Okay, number 350
is fawn.
Fawn. To show excessive flattery or submissive behavior to gain favor, like sucking up. That's a good colloquial way to put it. Showing exaggerated flattery or affection to win approval or advantage. An intern might fawn over the CEO, hoping to get a permanent job offer.
Trying too hard to please, often insincerely. You might see employees in really competitive fields fawn over their bosses to impress them.
Precisely. That kind of obsequious behavior.
Wow, okay. That's another 50 words covered.
And with that, we've completed our exploration. We really hope this deep dive has not only clarified their meanings, but also shown you how they actually function in real-world contexts.
Absolutely. You know, building a strong vocabulary isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing journey. Understanding these nuances helps not just for the GRE, but, well, everywhere.
Definitely enhances your comprehension and communication skills overall. So, what new insights did you gain today? Were there any words that particularly resonated with you?
Yeah, we really encourage you to reflect on these words. Maybe try actively incorporating one or two into your own speaking or writing this week. See how it feels.
That's the best way to make them stick.
Well, thank you for joining us here at the Learn English Lab. If you found this deep dive valuable, and we hope you did,
please do like this video, share it with anyone else who might benefit, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Yep, subscribe for more language learning content coming your way. Thanks again for listening.